When it comes to certain games like the Ghost of Tsushima, we got this character known as Sakai, a swordsman type character that improves his sword slicing power. He's an above averagely skilled swordsman that can take on multiple different swordsmen at the same time because he's a samurai with honor. He's one of those characters I would not consider super duper over the top because he seems pretty grounded despite a few things about him being superhuman, I would say in my opinion. One can argue that strength is a synonym for skills because the more technique experience you have, technically your sword strikes will be better. But how strong are we talking when it comes to Sakai being able to one-shot you and stuff like that? The reason why he's so good with a blade because he had training even at a young age from his uncle when it comes to being a samurai, using a sword, practice sessions, all these years of experience. Practicing like this with the different stances, it just would be weird if he didn't have skills. When it comes to skills and striking power and stuff, it's because of his different stances he can use, aka techniques. Even when he's on a horse, he will launch off of it to hit beings and destroy them that way. He's one of those characters that can use a bow and arrow as well for long range, and thanks to his weapons, he can take on different beasts and stuff like that, like bears and such. But it's heavily implied without his sword and stuff, he wouldn't be able to fight him. Can choose to take out the bear with his blade or bow and arrow. Strength is not something he specializes in, but it's actually impressive on how much strength he has because when he does these kick techniques, it looks like Shawn Michaels' Sweet Chin Music. Like how high they go in the air after the kick, so a lot of energy is definitely being produced. Not only counting his kicking power, his sword combat skills has a lot of strikes behind it too, how he breaks weaponry, even hitting so hard to where he legit overwhelms a being so bad. He legit is breaking the shield itself after striking it. Yeah, picture a samurai doing Sweet Chin Music. His skill and power increased in a short amount of time. One can argue all the different beings he had to fight throughout the game, not to mention perfecting his craft with these bamboo sticks, for example, to help increase his efficiency, even cutting through several of them, even if it's 7 of them at the same time. You're probably thinking he didn't actually get better in the game. That's actually just game mechanics of you leveling up. Narratively speaking, it makes sense for him to actually be improving legitly and not through just game mechanics because the in-game boss he fought at the very beginning of the game, this guy, he fought one-on-one and could not straight up beat him one-on-one in the beginning of the game. But after progressing and learning different techniques, he had a rematch with this same entity that he couldn't take on at first. So his skills improved. Because when he fought him again, he was actually able to take on this same being. So it shows he improved. I'm talking about to the point where this guy basically had to retreat several times during their fight. Like, on some, yeah, you too raw type of stuff. Let me cheat because I can't beat you in a fair one-on-one, no honor, and let my minions fight you instead. Not only against bears, he uses arrows, but explosive arrows to clear out a wide radius of enemies if he's outnumbered. He's not afraid of putting his sword on fire to fight you with elemental type stuff with his sword. When it comes to fighting speed, he has the fighting speed to deflect arrows by cutting the flying arrow away mid-flight, just like that. Along with being able to deflect arrows, he has this technique where technically nobody can block it, called the Heavenly Strike. And then he has certain moves that definitely have to be a game mechanic because it looks straight full-blown anime on how he can zip across the battlefield with one-shot attacks with his blade. His strength isn't the most impressive thing, but one could argue his fighting speed is because he can take out multiple people in close vicinity without them even being able to fight back, if I'm being honest. Like going from this guy to this guy into boom and boom. He's one of those characters that will use a dagger if he has to, not just his sword. One of the few things that actually makes him unique is that he would actually do stealth stuff, which is not honorable apparently. He had to do what he had to do to save his people. But at the end of the day, all of this could be just me. He's nothing super crazy. Maybe we might get some more feats if he gets a sequel. He's very good with the blade. Maybe we might be able to see him with other weapons in future games. Now that he's an outlaw because he's known as the myth, the ghost. Even his own uncle doesn't like him because he's considered unhonorable apparently. What does the future hold for him? I'm totally down for some supernatural stuff, but that's none of my business. How skilled do you think Jin is with a blade? Do you think he's one of the best swordsmen in gaming? I want to hear your thoughts. Did you enjoy Ghost of Tsushima? What do you guys think? Post your comments down below. Let me know what you all think. Respect, Jin Sakai. I'm glad you are enjoying your time on the channel. Make sure you check out the playlist on the channel to see other How Strong videos. If you like what this channel is offering, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys later.